Happy Monday, everyone. Last Wednesday and Thursday, we practiced adding and subtracting groups of 10 using 10 frame cards. Today, we are going to further challenge ourselves by completing the following objective. Repeat after me. I will add and subtract a multiple of 10 from another multiple of 10. So what I mean by multiple of 10 is these are the numbers that we will work with. Numbers that have either a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9 in the tens place. Now, in the ones place, you're going to notice there's always going to be a 0. These are called our tens. I'm going to say each number and you repeat after me. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and 100. You may be wondering after we've gone over these numbers, why should I know how to add and subtract groups of 10? Being able to add and subtract groups of 10 is an important skill that helps us count money so we make sure that we're getting the right amount of money back or that we are giving the right amount of money to someone. It also helps us count large quantities of items quicker. So today, what we are going to do is we are going to continue with this adding and subtracting of groups of 10 by completing the following steps. So you can see on my board it says adding and subtracting tens. The first step I need to do is I need to read the problem I'm going to see. Number 2, we need to decide, are we going to add or are we going to subtract? Meaning, are we going to count forward or are we going to count backwards? Note step 3. Once we figure out if we're adding and subtracting, we're going to type the problem in to our Google Drawing. And finally, step 4. Using our 10 frame cards, we're going to build those numbers and try to solve the number sentences. Now, to complete these 4 steps, I'm going to first model how to do it. Your job is to watch very carefully and listen with your eyes and ears. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is I created a Google Drawing to show you how this is going to be done. That's going to be exactly like your You Do practice. So here I am. So it says, move the 10 cards to solve the problem. So I remember from our board that my first step is I need to read the problem. So let's go look at the problem. It says, build 20, remove 10. How many now? Okay, so that's my first step. My second step is I need to decide if I'm adding or counting forward or subtracting and counting backwards. Because it says right here, remove 10, I'm thinking that we are going to be doing a subtraction problem. Click agree or disagree on the side. Now that I've read my problem and I've decided that we are adding or subtracting, it's time for me to type in my number sentence. And how you can do that is I can click right here. Oops, come on. And I can hit enter to go down. And I know that my first number is 20. So I'm going to type in a 20. Now we decide that we were subtracting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down to my keyboard and I'm going to hit this button right here. And that's going to give me my subtracting sign. And I see that I'm removing how many? 10. So I'm going to hit 1, 0 to make 10. Then I'm going to go over here and just hit this without any shift. And that's going to get me my equal sign. So I've set up my problem. Now I'm finally ready for that last step where I need to build the problem to solve it. And how I can do this is I see I have my 10 frame cards down here. So I see my first number is 20. So I'm going to count by tens as I built that. Ready? 10. 20. Okay, now I had to remove 10, meaning I need to take one 10 card away, and I'm going to go do that. And that leaves me with one group of 10, which is a total of 10 dots. If I'm not sure, I can even count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Because I only have 10 left over, I can then solve my problem and type in my answer as 10. You guys did a nice job watching me complete our 4 steps to solve addition and subtraction problems with 10 frame cards. So first, you saw I read the problem, and that's really important so I know what I'm going to do. Then you saw in my step 2, I had to decide, am I adding or am I subtracting? Step 3, once I knew if I was adding or subtracting, I typed in the problem. And finally, step 4, I built those numbers and I solved the numbers sentence. Now that I've modeled those steps, it's our turn to do one together. So we're going to go back on over to this screen. And I'm going to reset it because we need to solve this one right here. So I'm going to take my mouse and we're going to drag it back so it's all reset. And you can do that too for each problem on the UDO. So I'm going to read the second problem to get my clues. Build 60, add 30. How many now? So I read the problem. Now I'm ready for step 2. And you need to help me decide. If I'm adding 30, am I going to do an addition problem where I count forward or get more, or a subtraction problem where I'm going to go back and take away? Click your answer on the side. I see a lot of people said I was going to add. And the reason I'm adding is because I see it says add 30. Now it's time for step number 3, where we need to type in that number sentence. So once again, using the side questions in the answer bank, type in what is going to be my number sentence. What should I type? All right, so you saw I built 60, so I'm going to do that because that's my first number. So I'm going to do 60. You guys agreed with me that we should add. And I also saw a lot of you typed in add 30. So now we've set up that number sentence. It's time for us to build the numbers and solve. So my first number I'm going to build is which number? 60 or 30? Yeah, I'm going to start with my 60. So help me count. So I'm going to do 10, 20, I'll put them underneath each other. 30, 40, 50, I'll put the 50 here, and 60. So I built 60. How many more do I need to build? What's my next number, in other words, that I need to build? That's right, I need to build 30, because that's the second number we're adding. So I'm going to go 10, 20, and I might need to go way over here, 30. Okay, so now that I've built it, once again, you're going to use the answer box on the side, and you're going to type in what number am I showing with all my 10 frame cards. I'll give you a hint. You can solve it by counting by tens. I see a lot of us chose 90. Let's see if that's right. I'm going to count by tens. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. So my answer is 90. Okay, now that you've seen me complete our steps, and together we completed those steps, let's see if I can quiz you. So what I'm going to do, and you have this too in your Google Classroom, is you're going to go to the UDO Google Drawing. And what you will see is a sheet that looks an awful lot like mine. Your job is, as we go through this film, is to click on, actually type in, I'm going to say type in the number sentence and the answer. So let's look at the first one. Build 30, remove 10. How many now? You, in your own copy, can manipulate the tens, but make sure that you also type in your number sentence. All right, so I see, let's go over that answer. I need to build 30, and we're going to remove 10. So to do that, what I need to do is my number sentence is going to be 30, take away 10. And if I built that, what you should have typed, so I have my 30, right? 10, 20, 30. And I had to take away 10, so I'm going to take one card away. Leaving us, what you should have typed as your answer, 10, 20. So your difference is 20. All right, let's go back to this. Let's go to this one. So I'm going to move these guys back so you guys can now manipulate your board again. And once again, in the corner, you're going to type, what's my number sentence? Is it addition or subtraction? And then you're going to build the problem to solve. So it says build 40, add 50. How many now? You can pause the film to solve this problem. Okay, when looking at this problem, I see it says add 50. Because of that, I know we're going to do an addition number sentence. So I'm going to write or type 40 plus 50 equals a mystery number. Now let's go over that answer. I'm going to build it. So my first number I'm going to build is 40. Count with me. 10, 20, 30, 40. But I'm not done, am I? Because how many do we have to add? 50. So let's do 5 more 10 blocks. Ready? 10, 20, 30, 40, and I'll put my 50 right here. Now, to find that answer, you need to count those tens. Let's count them together. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. Very good. I saw quite a few of us had exactly this number sentence. 40 plus 50 equals 90 in the answer column. All right, we're going to go back. And your job is, you're going to type in the number sentence on the side as well as the answer. And you're going to solve build 20, add 30. How many now? So you can pause the film as you do that. Okay, so now that we're back, I know that my number sentence, and I'll fix these a little later, is probably going to be addition because it says add what? Add 30. So I'm going to hit enter and I'm going to type 20 plus 30 equals, but I don't know yet. So let me remove one more of these boxes. So we can agree here that I had to first build 20. 10, 20. After building 20, I then, because I'm adding, need to do 30 more, which is 3 more 10s. 10, 20, 30. And I saw a lot of you guys said that my sum was 50. Let's check that. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So we'll type a 50. All right, last one that you're going to do before you do the exit ticket. Build 60, remove 30. How many now? Remember, type in your number sentence just like we've done here, but you're going to do that on the side too. And your answer. And use our 10 frame cards to build the problem to solve. You may pause the film to solve that problem. All right, so let's take a look. I'm building how many? 60. So that's 6 tenths. I'm going to do 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. So I know that's my first number, regardless if I'm adding or subtracting. But I need to build that number sentence. So I know we start with 60. If I remove 30, a lot of you guys said on that side bank that I'm going to subtract. By subtracting, I'm going to put minus 30 equals. So now, because 30 is 3 tenths, I need to get rid of 3. And just to make sure I can count by tenths, I drag them. 10, 20, 30. Your difference is 10, 20, 30. So a lot of you typed that. Once again, with your number sentence, our difference is 30. Wow, great job completing that on your own. So now here's what you're going to do. So you remember that being able to add tens and subtract tens helps us count money as well as count large objects faster. Now your job is to go into your Google Classroom and you're going to click on the exit ticket. And just like what we did with when you saw me do it and we did one together, and when we checked our work on the UDo, you're going to make sure to read each of these problems. Decide if you're adding or subtracting. Type the problem and build the numbers and solve. So I'll focus right again on our board. So remember, read the problem. Decide if we're adding or subtracting. Type the problem and build the numbers and solve. Don't forget to hit submit for your papers when you are done with all of them for Monday. Thank you so much.